Okay, so this is Peter Cox, and this is the Lifetime, a Life Observed Looking Back at 80, a programme going out to you across the internet. And we'd just like to welcome Peter. Hello.
Hello.
And congratulations, you've got to your 80th birthday with an amazing life behind you. So the first question I'd like to ask you in your wonderful long life, what do you think's been your greatest achievement in all those years? What are you most pleased that you've achieved?
It's maintaining a life. Maintaining a life, because my life, I didn't have a life for many years. It's maintaining one now.
And has that been hard work?
It's a constant work, but it gets easier. It gets a lot easier, but it's constant work. Something that you have to be willing to do.
At what point in your life did you realise there was some work to do?
When I actually put drugs down and thought that was it. Put drugs and drink down, you think that's it, everything will be all right now. It's not.
Wow.
It's easier, but it's not. Yeah, you've got to look at yourself, have a good look at yourself. Why did I take this? Why did I run to that? What mask was I wearing this time? What was going on, And the more you do that, the more you get comfortable with yourself and others, and you can relate and become a productive member of society.
And who were the people, say 50 years ago, that were helping you when you were in your 30s? Who were the people that helped you think you could make the start of the change?
It was, I always had loved ones there for you, your bad times, your low times, even the high times when they didn't want to hear it, because they weren't really high times, they were literally high times. But it's just having that care and support network of people that are willing to listen and willing to share, and having like-minded people to share with helps as well. Surrounding yourself with people in the similar shoes and willing to phone each other, help each other, talk to each other, get through it so you can relate. And just being there with your fellow human being. It's the human touch, very important to me, the human touch. A lot of that is missing in the world. People are drawn in by what they see and perceive of social pressures of, oh, we got to wear this, we got to do that, we got to be like this. I fell for it, so I'm just like everyone else. I'm not God or nothing. I'm human, and that is very powerful stuff for young children. That to see all this, oh, I've got to be like Lil Wayne because he's got diamond teeth, and he's got all these women, and it's false. Yeah, it's false. That's not how you should be. You should become who you want to be, but you need to know who you are first, and that's not always easy.
So by the time you got to your 40s, you'd already been writing amazing poetry for like 10 years. And who had you shared that poetry with by the time you were 40?
I'd shared it with a number of people. A lot of people still in drug addiction, and they would relate to it, get a positive response. I'd share it with people in therapy, mutual aid groups, and I would share it with just people who really liked it, and I'd go back to the ones I was drawn to from their responses, and instead of listening to negativity, focus on the positivity, and that keeps me going, because it's too easy to look at the bad in the world.
Yeah.
And the same with negative and positive, so I try and focus on the positive. And that's what I did, and I'm grateful for the support of them people.
Can you think of some great people who, by the time you were in your 50s, you'd seen some people turn around and change their lives for the better? Can you tell us about any of those people that you were really proud to have helped turn around?
Anyone who is willing to change, anyone who's willing to change, anyone who wants to try, you can't knock a trier. And to me that's most inspiring. There's a lot of famous people and all that, but to me it's just everyday human people, that I see. Someone who can go an hour without another drink, or someone who can instead of having that drink, call out for help, or just want to spend a bit of time talking to someone. That's amazing. That's a miracle right there.
And when was it in your life that you really felt that you'd settled down and got to a level where you got the life that you really wanted for you?
It would have been at 34.
Really?
Yeah, I put drugs down at 33, but yeah, in that short, you know, did them for 21 years since I was 12, and what did I get out of it? Nothing. A lot of scars, a lot of injuries, and a broken, battered soul. You know, a mess of a life and destructions all around me, destruction. And now, and then I put them down, but I listened to advice. I stopped fighting everything, so I would fight everything. Your opinion don't count. It's only my opinion that counts. What could you possibly have to offer me? It was my attitude. You know what I mean? I know everything. We don't. You know what I mean? We don't. We think we do. We like to think we do. We don't. And yeah, you know, when I stopped fighting everything and was willing to just shut my mouth a bit and take some advice and then apply that advice, suddenly things got easier.
And who do you think were the key players in that change of heart?
A lot of counsellors, a lot of counsellors, a lot of key workers, some self-help groups that I go to. Big fan of self-help, and I'll just say it. I'm a big fan of NA, big fellowship, man. You know what I mean? It's very important to me, and I've seen it work for a lot of people. And you know, this world likes statistics. Look at the statistics. It works, and yeah. Just anyone that really wanted to help me, once I listened, just pay the attention, listen, and then apply it.
So by the time you got to about 60, what had you achieved in your life that you were really... You'd put down the drugs, you'd helped loads of people. Had you published your poetry by then, or would you just performed it?
I would have performed it, and would have liked to have said that I was a positive influence instead of, like I said about media being a negative influence. So I'm going to tell you about the way it was for me, and if someone can get something out of that, you know, like I said before, if it annoys you, good. Why does it annoy you? If you like it, good. Why do you like it? Yeah.
Excellent.
If you find it funny, why do you find it funny? You know, and I had humour in it because humour is an essential key of life to me. You got to have fun, you know. You got to have fun in life, you know. And
do you think, Pete, also you would have helped the key workers and perhaps some of the counsellors who work hard and sometimes don't see any change?
They say that a lot when I still see someone from, and because I know what they see on a daily basis. They see a world of negativity, and it's very hard to cope with. You know what I mean? And they're you know, they're amazing human beings. They are, you know, very strong to do their jobs, and so they, you know. But what my infliction tells me, why would they want to hear what I've got to say? Who would want to hear this? You know. But then I overcome it, you know. And so when I see them, they sometimes, they as much as I remind them that their work pays off, they remind me that I'm doing well as well. Because I could be quick to forget that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm very grateful for their help.
It's talking to John BIRT, who's now in his 70s probably now, who started, you know, continues the Big Issue. I don't know if he absolutely founded it, but he was a big mover and shaker in the Big Issue. I didn't realise that he himself had been homeless for years, and that's why he understands what that's all about. And so, obviously, right now you're 80, and have you had a family of your own? Have you travelled the world? What is it that you've enjoyed? You talked about the importance of having fun. What's given you the most fun? You've seen the satisfaction of people changing. What have you done for fun?
I've had plenty of fun. I've children, beautiful children, beautiful wife, the support of them. And yeah, I just enjoy life. I do things that please me, you know. If you know, we go on holidays to other countries. I was trapped in Britain my whole life for a long time. I never got past these shores. So to see the world and to travel was amazing, you know. It shows me that when I get out in the vast openness, it makes me realise how small I am, and I can appreciate the beauty of life then.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to me.
Beautiful. And what was the landscape that most inspired you when you saw it and thought, wow, the world is much bigger than me? Can you remember any particular country that you saw, any landscape?
The Mariana Trench.
Where's that? Right.
I
You
think
can't
it's
remember.
off the Philippines.
Well, you're 80 now.
Yeah.
Why would you remember exactly
it's off
where
the
it is?
Philippines. I do know it is the deepest part of the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah. And
David,
we know
where's
more.
the Mariana Trench? Is it the Pacific?
Mariana Trench.
Yeah, where is it? He's going to get his brain working now.
I'm not sure. I think it's the Pacific one actually.
Yeah, I think it's off the Pacific.
It's the deepest part of the
Wow.
ocean. We know more. We know more about up there than we do about down there.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So just to round off this, wow, to round off this inspiring interview, which I'm sure will have inspired lots of people to make the change and to think long, would you choose one of your poems for us that you think made a big impact on you when you wrote it, or made an impact on others?
Yeah, I'd like to read the one called Blues.
Ah, yes, here
The
it is.
Blues.
Was this an early one?
It was, yeah, because I was very addicted to Valium
Right.
for a long time. And, you know, and what I hate about doctors is, as much as I respect their job, they're there to prescribe. And for me, with my manipulation, I could get anything out of a doctor. But I have also noticed people who can't do that seem to get Valium quite easily and don't realise how addictive it is.
Gosh, that's dangerous, yeah.
Devastating drug, you know. But for me personally, it is anyway. So, yeah. So would you like to hear
Yeah,
it?
we'd love to hear it. We'd love to get the inside scope.
All right, it's called The Blues. Wake up, rebel without a clue. What routine? Fuck it. I know exactly what to do. 8 of my favourite pills will do, and I eat them like Scooby snacks. Does that make me Scooby fucking do? Wheat yellow 5s, please. Only 8 of the best. That's right, 10 milligram blues. That should hold back the pain of the brown and delay the need to use. A few cans of K and 8 vials an hour will do. Then wonder where I left my can. Hold on. Didn't I leave it with what, when, who? Shit, this is deep and I'm confused. What's the man to do? Oh, that's right. Take more. That'll keep me amused. Never mind the fact that my liver and kidney are getting abused. 1 pill, 2 pill, 3 pill, 4. Fuck it, I'm an addict. I'll always want more. Don't matter that I keep getting nicked every time I'm on the chore. But don't worry, I'll keep going till my head hits the floor. Like I said, I'm an addict. 100% guarantee you I'll be back for more. Go to pop more, but the strip is empty. What's happened here? I'm pretty sure I scammed a doctor for plenty. Hold on, I sold 16, so that means I took 2 times 20. But I'm still standing like a guard or sentry. By this time I should be knocked out. I deserve it. I took enough to gain entry. Don't much matter, I'll just cotch where I am. 'Cause don't much matter when you're on diazepam. Or any member of the Benzo gang. 'Cause life seems to be plain sailing like you're flying Pan Am. Or a scene from Neverland, or like your Peter fucking Pan. Brutal honest truth, way more like Skid Pan. Don't believe me, check the marks in your pants. But we need more, the voice in your head chants. Just like your women look like supermodels when really they were just skanks. So sing 1 pill, 2 pill, 3 pill, 4. The voices and blue elephants tell me to take more. 5 pills, 6 pills, 7, 8, 9. Thank God I'm sexy and everything's fine. Truth is I'm dying, but I'm convinced I'm having a good time. The walls are closing in. Where or when do I draw the line? Fuck off thoughts. My watch says benzo time. And so the cycle starts and everything goes sublime. Because benzos will convince you that everything is just fine. Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And when you wrote that, how did you feel after you'd written it?
Like a lot of weight was lifted, because I find the reason I write is if I get angry about something, I think, well, what am I really angry about? Am I angry because I broke something, when really I should be angry at what ruined me? So I write about the stuff that really hurts me, and that's how it comes across. And then I feel like it's lost a lot of power over me. Do you see what I mean? And yeah, it's just what I do.
It's almost like you are able to laugh at the thing that has really tried to present a really scary face to you and has nearly killed you, basically. And it's certainly, in other of your poems, you talk about being robbed of things. And so it's almost like poetry is a way of taking it back and saying, actually, this is my life.
This is the life I had now. You stole one from me a long time. But at the same time as I laugh at it, yeah, that's my humour, like I said, but it's not a joke.
No.
You know, it's not a joke. But I do believe in life it is important to have a laugh. And if, you know, at the same time as someone will hear that and find it humorous, there is an important message in it. Do you see? And that's the key to me, you know. If I can make it, yeah, if you can make it light-hearted and you can relate to someone because you've been there, then it's gonna affect.
Brilliant. Can we just see a bit of response? Are you able to come over here and just sit here for a second? Just tell us a little bit about how.
Come on.
Well, come over here, yeah. And just like you were listening attentively
This
to
man's
all
been
of
listening.
that.
Hi, I'm Peter.
How do
I'm
you
Stephen
do?
Ford. Stephen Ford, right.
Lovely to see you. I'm Sarah. This is Elaine. What did you think as you were listening to that? You seem to be enjoying that. What did it make you think?
A bit about myself and a bit of how I could take something from it,
Cool.
you know, and try and work it on myself, you know, and because I'm a ex-addict, going through them things, alcohol, drugs, and I've tried to be clean, you know.
Is it hard work, like Pete was saying?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was every day, drink, needed it, drugs, needed it. And now, Monday to Thursday, Friday, I'm clean. I don't do drugs at the moment. So it's a slow path, but I think the words what he was saying, I can relate to those. You know?
What gives you the strength to keep staying clean? Or who? Because Peter mentions networks of people. He also mentioned
Like
writing.
you said, yeah, I mean, I'm not a big writer, but I have a very good friend.
In the middle is
He does listen.
work, which isn't such a to think about.
He's
On that side,
he's a
all
rock
courses,
at
you
my
can
side at
see
the moment.
You can go into any area
So,
that you want to learn and go into.
He's
Okay,
a
so
big
that's
help in my
worth
life.
when these are finished, they're
Inspiration,
done.
it
Have a
pushes
look
me
around. You
in
know,
the right
see.
direction.
But if your mind,
So that's
So it does seem that
Selfhelp.
people are pretty key, aren't they, in turning things around?
I'm glad you liked it. Glad you
Yeah,
could relate to
was
it.
good, yeah.
It's what I mean. It's selfish of me to have something and not share it. Do you see what I mean? And a lot of people put their pasts. That's my past. We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I find that's a stumbling block for a lot of people. Like I've noticed, yeah, it will come up and bite you in the arse for pretty hard. Yeah, if you acknowledge your past, yeah, and respect it for the powerful weapon that it is, yeah, and what the effect that it had, which is what I do.
Yeah.
And then you're prepared. It's like a war. I see it as a war. I've got to have snipers up. Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
to soak the battlefield with oil sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got to make sure I've got prepared, and I've got to be willing to change formations so I can stay a step ahead of the game. Because it always wants to call me back. It does.
Yeah.
It wants me back because it had me for so long. It wants me. But I'm trying, you know, and I'm so glad. Respect to you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you, man.
There's a war going on.
There is.
I like the way you use that military imagery because sometimes you could think, how much energy do I need to put into just being normal? But normal's
it
a
is a
major
lot.
achievement.
It's
Seriously.
And I know I can make it sound a bit scary at times, but I enjoy my life on a day-to-day basis. You know, I enjoy meeting people, talking, you know, and I lose a lot of that fear that I had, them little fears from when I was a kid of, oh, I don't want to talk to him, I might say the wrong thing, or, you know, all that crap, you know, and by doing what I do, the work I do on myself, it gives me keys to interact better with human beings without having to be fuelled. That I was, you know, because you
That's
put
what
it
I
in
told you
me.
before,
I'm
all the time.
I'm the life and
Yeah.
soul, you know. But now I can be the life and soul without it. And I would, you tell me that I'd call you a mug, plain and simple, yeah. You crazy shit you're talking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's like, you know, but you know, miracles happen and it can happen.
Yes, it's a turnaround. It's a turnaround.
And do you have any hopes for the future specifically, you think? If you can really keep it clean, what's your next step, do you think?
it's bettering myself, finding myself. That's the main key. I need to be more open and just get out there and grab life now.
And do you think some of those stepping stones might be artistic things? I mean, I discovered poetry not because I liked poetry, but because I was coming home from a hospital where they were going to give me a whole bunch of drugs for anxiety, and I, in my heart, knew that wasn't my problem. I knew I just had to discover myself. And I went home and I wrote a poem instead. It wasn't a particularly good poem, but it was very good in one sense. It changed the direction of my life. So
it's done that to me. It's done that to me because when I went into rehab, during the clucking phase, I couldn't hold a pen. I was very dyslexic, very. And I still get D's and B's back to front and stuff like that.
I do it all the time.
But
you feel you've lost something over the years. And it's like starting, well, sometimes I feel like I'm 10 again.
yeah, and you have to start again a bit. But it comes back.
It's learning.
Yeah.
It's the same steps, there's that steps again.
It's learning because I still feel 10 most days. Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's, like I said, I couldn't hold a pen for nearly 2 to 3 weeks at all. And then when I did, I just found things were making more sense if I made it rhyme. And it just came from there. And this is not a gift I knew I had. This is a gift that was suppressed to me by drugs and alcohol. Because they don't want you to be smart. They don't want you to be clever. They don't want you to... They want you to die. That is their end game. They want you to do their evil ways, and then they want to kill you. And you know what I mean? And then I wonder when I wake up in hospital. I wonder when I break out in handcuffs and cheat women, what's going on? You know, that's what happens. And you know, and then I just got to look at. To me, it's dark and light. Yeah. If I go with the dark, it consumes me. If I go with the light, I can let it consume me. So it all depends on the one I feed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feed this one. You know what I mean? The light.
Yeah.
But
there's someone in the middle as well.
There's middle. There's grey areas in life. There's a lot of grey areas. Yeah. But I you know, and in it, I've had to be selfish.
Yeah.
Because it is me. It's self. No one else is looking out these eyes and walking in these feet. I've had to be selfish because I spent too much time thinking, I've got to be clean for that person. I've got to be clean. In the end of the day, you've got to be clean for you. Yeah, and being told, what's the problem for you? Oh well, it's heroin, cocaine, all this, all that, you know. And I'll reel it off all day long. And then they've gone, well, the problem's this, and I've gone, oh yeah, I've got shit clothes because you know life's. No, you're the problem. You are the problem. You know, and that really hit home to me. Fucking no, actually, I am the problem. Well, I told him to fuck off at the time, but you know, but it did. I'll go to bed. I think about it. I am the problem. You know, and and I just work on that problem, which is me. You know what I mean?
It's a day-to-day thing as well.
It's a daily thing. You know, keep it in the day. Sometimes minute by minute. You know, life seems a bit easier.
What we're hoping over the next, till May, on Wednesday afternoons here, Elaine and David are bringing in different kinds of artists, songwriters, filmmakers and stuff, people who can give you a camera to make stuff, you know. So if you'd like to join us, if you, have you put your name down here already?
No, I've just written it down. Is that all right?
Is that your name?
Fine. Yeah, Stephen Ford, yeah.
Yeah, because you'd be very welcome to come and use this as a space to help you maintain that vision and also to uncover some of that stuff. You might discover that you're great with a camera. You might discover you've got great with a tune or photography or something like that, where you can just see a little bit more of what's inside. Because as you say, that lifestyle, that hides your talent from you.
It consumes you.
And what
It's
you need
consuming.
is to open it up again. Yeah.
Very powerful. It is very. It's. You know what I mean? It's terrible.
Is there something,
hard to
Stephen, that you
explain.
feel you'd like to have a go of, or you think, or when you were younger, you thought, oh, I was really good at that, or anything like that you think, I'd really love to do that?
Oh, my music really. I think I
Well, we got
would
music,
have
can
inspired to be mixing and things like that, and that was then.
And so we were hoping
suppose,
that there's more than hope.
It
that
could be now.
It could be now.
It could
and
be
it could
now,
be your
yeah.
future. That's why we're getting people to look back from 80. It's actually quite difficult, isn't it? Because we slip back into where we are.
It is because it's hard because I'm a keep, like I said, a keep it in the day type of person. You're asking me to project to 80. It's a bit.
But I tell you,
that's
the reason why it's quite
really good.
fun is because some people who were like really unsure that they could say like at work advertising for artists. I was doing this with some people, and then they were saying, yeah, I remember when I opened my first international gallery, and then so and so came to do this, and then I did this and that, and afterwards they were buzzing. And it isn't just fantasy. It's like if you can imagine it, you can aim to make it happen. But if you've not got the goal, you're not going to take the steps, because thinking long is all about thinking, I want that, what do I have to do today? So your today changes because tomorrow is in your mind.
I mean, if you want to get to Windsor Castle from here, you've actually got to either get a bus or whatever, but it takes steps to get there.
And
My
if you-
main problem is
yeah.
my thoughts. My thoughts will be going, pew, 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 got to do this, got to do that, got to be there, got to talk to him, got to talk to her, and I just have to rein them in and just pick one. You know what I mean? Because my mind's crazy. I'm telling you, it's like it goes off on you're relating, I can tell.
Not even that really. I'm more of a, what shall I do today?
Yeah.
What shall I do today, sort of thing. Like,
Well, now you know what you're doing a Wednesday
Yeah.
afternoon.
That's it, man.
It's every other Wednesday afternoon.
So
Not-
we'll be here in 2 weeks' time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you
Can
want to
I
be
get you
developing your
to
poetry
fill-
outreach, because you've got a gift of teaching as well as poetry, and
Yeah.
potentially
Do
performing
I?
as well.
Yeah.
You've got a gift of teaching. You've probably got a gift of counselling, and let's see what you do with the camera. And we have yet to explore and discover where these music talents go. But it's when you are excited by something, you don't need to ask what else I'm going to do. You're just going to do that.
Because you have to do it.
Because it's like, I've got to do this. I've got to do this.
Can I get you to fill those in for me, please? Because we've got funding for this.
Oh, yes, that's right. They set goals for us.
What pen?
And am I allowed to take a picture of you guys?
I think that's still recording.
Oh, yeah, I think we are, actually. Oh, yes, there we go. Let's turn that off
Is that okay?
Yes.